And we're back again with part 3 of Diane marry Flores. Just to recap, Diane filed for a protective order and put she's in fear of her life for her and her children, but she doesn't have custody of her kids. She also filed for child support without having custody of Jonathan. The court date was set for July 23rd, 2012. And as soon as the court learned she's not the custodial parent, the child support order was denied because she doesn't have rights or even visitation at this time. Doing all of this caused her and John to fight consistently. And her love quickly turned into domestic violence. And during one of those altercations, she ended up kicking John out to the street. Their son was so upset he ran to the window. After watching them fight, he did not want to stay with Diane. He wanted to go with his dad. And fell out of a 2-story window and became a nonverbal autistic child due to Diane's negligence. During this time, Steve and Natasha moved to Florida and got married. You would think Diane has a lot going on, but no, she still stalks Steve and Natasha. But this time, she remains quiet, but still lurking behind the shadows. Her non-stop stalking of Steve and Natasha and Joelle causes John and Diane to fight consistently. This puts Diane back into her old patterns, and what do you know? She gets John arrested for falsified domestic violence, of course. And he goes back, and for years they fall into the same cycle of her fighting with him, then her calling the cops saying it was him, then Diane kicking John out, to once again he's back fighting with her again, to once again she's calling the police again and kicking him out. In order for you to understand why John keeps going back, you need to understand his family. If John isn't with Diane, he's forced to move back in with his mama. His mama has 3 kids, a daughter and 2 boys. The daughter is the only one responsible, so we're gonna leave her out of this. But if John was to go back home, he would have to live with his mother, who does not work, and his brother, who does not work either. He has a little t-shirt company and works on bikes. But he doesn't make enough money to move out of mama's house. The only person that works in that house is the stepfather. So if John wasn't dealing with Diane, he would have to live off of them. John has a lot of pride. Now, how much pride do you have having to live off mommy and little bro? This is why he continuously goes back to fight with Diane, because she is the only one that will take him in. John and Diane got into a huge fight, and John broke her front tooth. This caused Diane to call the cops and once again kick him out to the street. But this time, John found comfort in a whole nother woman. This woman's name is Evie. John, of course, would go back to Diane, but every time he fought with Diane, he ended back with Evie. John went back and forth between Diane and Evie for years. Every time John had to get away, he would call her. But see, Evie also had a man, so John couldn't move in with Evie. So once again, he had no choice but to go back to Diane and his quote-unquote happy family. But given Diane's history, she cannot stay happy for long. And once again, the cycle continues, and she calls the cops on him again. And you guess what's next? She kicked him out. Once again. Now this time, Diane got served with court papers. Steve's mother is going to make her visit her son, Jonathan. And a visiting schedule for Jonathan was forced on Diane. She did absolutely nothing for Jonathan while Steve's mothers had him. This forced Steve's mother to file for visitation rights for Diane to get her and force her to be a mother. Diane just doesn't learn. Now at this time, remember John Rivera is kicked out to the street, where he's driving around trying to figure out what he's gonna do next. He decides to drive past Arctic and Pembroke, where he sees the baddest bitch he ever seen before. John goes and rides around the block like 4 times, staring at this girl without saying anything. John gets up the courage and goes around the block for the 5th time. But for this 5th time, he pulls over and gets the girl's attention. This girl's name is Kaya. Stay tuned for part 4.